sled vlog. Anybody want to see a sled vlog? I don't think I've seen many. I mean, maybe a couple I've seen. Well, were they actually vlogging though? I don't think they were vlogging. This tire feels good. It feels awesome. I wish this road was dry, because I want to really kind of crank it up, but it feels really good. Okay, Kim, just get to it, man. Sled vlogs. Who wants a sled vlog? Motovlog, wheelie transition into sled vlog. 3, 2, 1. Woohoo! Snow wheelies! So, you guys were asking about sleds. I live in Canada. Well, here we are today. I'm gonna have to talk a little loud because I gotta keep my face shield up. I keep fogging up. And the two-stroke's probably just eating up the sound. Snow wheelies! The snow is really, it's quite wet. It rained a lot last night. Yeah, with this hard compacted snow, this is the good stuff. I mean, look at, you're not making much of a dent on it. And the old Yamaha Exciter 2, you really feel it doing this. I already bailed like maybe, oh gee, it was only 100 yards away from camp. Going along, and my mistake was I was riding it like I was riding a bike itself, motorcycle. Had to remember, okay, wait, duh, I'm riding a sled. You really got to kind of keep your center of gravity as low, you know, stay off the seat and anticipate those dips and kind of counter. You know, the sled's going this way and you're doing this constantly. And this snow is definitely a little bit more difficult to do that. So we're heading up here. We're gonna go see if we can find us a little view. The weather today, overcast, but look, a little glimmer of light through the clouds. Man, the weather's been crazy last night. It was really nice when we got here. We got in late and nice and clear and stars and moon and all that good stuff. But probably around 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, it started to rain, and then it started to kind of blow a bit, and then it really started to come in like these massive waves of rain, just, and the tents, you can hear the tarps flapping and moving. So let's go up here. I think this is the way I'm supposed to go. If not, whatever. We're exploring. That's the whole fun of this whole idea behind sleds and motorcycles, is the ability to just get out and explore the great outdoors. You know, I don't know if I have a story for you. Let me think. I didn't really think about it before I came. That is really cool with the clouds coming through. Yeah. It's very nice. I like it a lot. A story. What can I tell? Something wintry. Well, it's not really a story. I can tell you about where I used to live in Nanaimo. Up the hill. Maybe I'll wait till we get to the top of the hill to talk to you, because it's going to be a little bit. Oh, come on, girl, get up there. Uh-oh. I don't like that. Yeah, we're not going through there. That would be a washout. Alright, you know the sucky thing about sleds is? They're not as easy to turn around as a bike. Do it the old-fashioned way, backwards first. Come on now. Man, this thing makes Miss Yamamoto look like a little featherweight. Oh boy. Oh, I might have to fast forward this part. I think I'm going to be out of wind here in about 3 minutes. Remember, this is the fun of exploring. And we're turned around. I grew up in Nanaimo. Did my voice just crack there? I'm out of breath. So I grew up in Nanaimo, which some of you might know is up in the mid island of Vancouver Island, referred to as the hub city. Basically, because if you look at a map of Vancouver Island, Seattle right here, Vancouver right here, mainland, Victoria here, Nanaimo's right about here, and the city, the main city center is there, and the roads come off of it like basically like a hub, because all this is sort of mountainous, so the roads are, you can't run them in straight lines that way, so they just sort of go down the hills down to the center of the old city. Anyways, the hub city. There you have it. Anyways, I grew up in the hub city of Nanaimo, and we lived off of Jinglepot Road. Dad built our house on some property that his dad owned, and the road went up to his dad's house, and then it was just a big hill behind it, and Dad rented a cat or paid somebody, I can't remember exactly, and pushed this road through up to his property. And the road was later named King Road. It was a steep road. Well, the road is like a 30% grade. A 30% grade on a hill, that's a lot of grade. Like, I'd say it's probably like that. You see that? It's probably about that. And the road is probably a good quarter of a mile long from top to bottom. If not, it's probably actually a little bit more than that. Remembering my quarter-mile days in the old Falcoon. When I was a kid, winters in Nanaimo they're like this. This is what the kind of snow we would get. In fact, I remember winters when the snow was up to the windows. Nowadays, they'll get maybe a foot once in a while, and it doesn't stick around as long, but anyways, when it would snow, that hill became unusable. No one could drive up it. And so the kids, basically us at the top of the hill, we owned that hill. And it became the #1 sledding hill in Nanaimo. Like, it was awesome. And I probably would not let my kids go down that hill now, because it was so steep, and you got to speed so fast that you were basically at the 50-foot mark. You were either on or off, and if you were on, you just better hang on, because you had to take whatever the road dealt you. And depending on what rut or what groove you caught, you could make it all the way to the bottom. But in some cases, you would end up in the ditch, and the ditch wasn't as deep as this, probably half that deep. So you'd go into the ditch, and then you'd go up the other side and usually flip over. But in areas there was an old fence, and that was what we always freaked out about, was like running into the fence. I remember going up there with my buddies, and I had friends that lived down the hill, and their dad was able to get them road obstacle. Wheelie! Woo! I'm surprised this old girl can get her front end up like that, you know, I really am, but she's got some torquey power there. So my friends, they bring this Innertube, and it's one of the, easy boys. They bring this Innertube, and the Innertube was one of those big semi-truck ones, so it's huge. And we could fit fit 6 people on it. Mind you, we were like, you know, 12 and 13 years old at the time. So there's 6 of us get on here, and Bev was one of our friends down the road. She and I are the same age, and her brother Wayne, and myself, and oh, here's the second bridge. That other one was just sort of like a mini bridge. Oh, check that out. Here, this thing has brakes. I forget to use them. Check out this little winter wonderland. And let me get over the edge without falling. That's kind of cool. Let me do a slow pan for you. You ready? Here we go. I should cue some music right now. And cut. Okay, so Wayne and Bev and myself and my sister and I think my brother were on there, and we get on the tube and we start down the hill. Well, as you know, 13 and 12-year-olds, you don't always take the opportunity to do like a risk assessment. You just go and do things, right? So we start going down the hill, and King Road kind of goes like this. It goes down at 30 degree, and then it has a slight little leveling off, and then it drops down at probably like a 20% grade. Well, at that point where the hill comes up, and then it levels just briefly, there was a white van parked on the shoulder. Someone had tried to make it up so far they couldn't, and they just stopped there. Well, we all knew it was there, but it wasn't until we were like actually on way that we thought about the van. And so, you know, Bev, being a girl, probably having a little bit more brains in her head than we did at the time, probably still at this day, she's like, the van! And we're already past the point of no return. Well, at least I thought so, because we started picking up speed. And we're at about midpoint now, and we're getting close to the van quickly. Like it's going to be there in a matter of seconds. Well, all of a sudden, the tube starts to spin a bit. It starts to spin while we're going. And I look, and my buddy's hanging his foot, and he's getting ready to bail. And he does. He jumps off the tube at speed, and I just see him turn into a powder of dust. Well, then my brother bails out, and whoever else was there bails out, and I look, and it's just me and Bev, and she's hanging on for dear life to my leg. I'm hanging on for dear life to the tube, and we're coming down the hill, and we missed the van by like a couple feet, just a couple feet. And just as you're breathing that sigh of relief, the tube hits a big berm of snow, and we go into the ditch hard, but we go in like this. The tube hits it, we go like that, and she's still hanging on to my leg. I'm still hanging onto the tube, so the tube does a complete flip while we're hanging onto it, and we both just poof, into the bank of snow, and I probably laid there for a good 3 or 4 minutes just because the wind was knocked out of me, and I'm like, are you alright? She's like, I think so. She didn't talk like that. She had a nice girl voice, but that's my injured girl voice. I don't think so. So we got up, and of course everybody that bailed out thought we were going to die, first of all hitting the van, and then they thought we were dead when they saw the whole flip. Because man, you really travel. You get speed on that sucker. So that was my experience that day on King Hill, the greatest sled hill ever. There are so many times that I come close to like really getting hurt. I can't count them. But we were young, and we didn't have sort of what they have today, which is parents like me that are, oh, be careful, you're gonna hurt yourselves. Although my boys do some pretty crazy stuff, but sledding down that hill, maybe now that they're older, but I was sledding down that hill when I was like 8 years old, and riding everything from Innertubes to crazy carpets to whatever you could ride, we were riding it. So it was pretty, it was a pretty intense hill. So if you're ever in Nanaimo, or if you live in Nanaimo and you don't know where King Road is, which I doubt it because I think everybody knows where King Road is. Oh, check this out. Got some sun happening over there. That's always a good sign. I love the moss, the giant mossy strips coming off the trees. So we had snow. Obviously, I'm up in the snow level now. See, down there is green trees, and up here is white trees. So we got a little snow. You can tell it's a little fresher, powdery material. All right, guys. Thanks for riding with me, coming along, and having your first sled ride with me. It'll probably be the last one for a while, but you never know. And one of my subscribers is actually his sled, and he's wanted me to come out sledding with him for a while, but I haven't been able to. So we're doing another camp, so I figured I'd jump on the sled and do a quick motovlog or a sled vlog. Are there any sled vlogs out here? Is this the first one? Ah! Big bridge! So I don't know. I think a couple guys have done sled vlogs. But if not, I'm number one! So thanks, Gordon, for your sled. You can see that I didn't beat on it. I took good care of it. So I'll talk to you guys later.